Hello YouTubers, this is Robert 28 1979. Guys, you can tell my shelf's getting kind of bare now. I actually got that one John Deere finished up last night, as a matter of fact. Got it done, got running, delivered it today. And of course my green mower is sitting right here. It's parked outside the door. But you notice I had that wheel horse in here. I don't know if the other John Deere was in the video or not, but I had another John Deere right behind this one. I worked on it. This one, guys, the guy brought me the carburetor for. I put it on. Lo and behold, the fuel pump's trashed. I don't think I put it back on yet, guys. Receiving text messages left and right here. Come over here to the table, guys, and I'll take the screws out of this thing and let y'all see it. But see if I can get up in there a little bit. I just kind of threw the screws back in it, just kind of hold it together. Guys, it actually looks a lot better than the carburetor did, which I've got the carburetor over here, somewhere up here in the vise here. And I'll bust that bowl loose real quick and let y'all see the inside of that carburetor, how bad it was. That's why I told the guy to buy a new carburetor. Because this one here came off a Briggs & Stratton, so anyway, it ain't no good either. So it's just there for parts. If I ever need another bowl or something, I got one. But I wasn't quite expecting what I seen in here. I was expecting kind of worse. But if this gives kind of any indication there, guys, that's kind of what the ethanol fuel turns to, which you can see a better view of the backside here. When you have ethanol in your fuel, that's what it looks like. That is actually kind of almost like a granulated sugar in a way, guys. That's that so-called better efficient fuel the government supposedly says is good, but as you can see here, it's just, if I was a real brave man, I'd actually taste it, but I'm not that brave. So guys, you can just look at it and see. I mean, it's just like, the best way to just describe it is either dried up corn mesa or sugar granules. I mean, it's pretty nasty right there. But that's what this thing is packed plumb full of, even through into the fuel line. So what I'm actually going to do, I may try to clean this one up and see if I can even get a kit for it, for these plastic cover here and this orifice here, which I doubt, which I'm sure this isn't rotted out right here. So it ain't no good, but I'm going to go pick one up tomorrow. Of course, the only ones we can get around here right now are the round black plastic ones that are famous for cracking within a year's time and leaking gas everywhere. But yeah, well, what I got right here, let's go ahead and crack this carburetor loose, because I ain't got to worry about losing any parts out of it anymore or anything. But I have done some cleaning up. I sprayed WD-40, which you still see some of the spectacles in there if my camera picked up. But yeah, I'm just gonna break this off, guys. So well, maybe not. This actually still good. So, but you can see right here on the back side, that's just some of the remnants left of it, guys. My camera's having a hard time focusing on it. That's actually what I didn't get off. But when I pulled that bowl off, this past weekend, guys, this whole carburetor is just one solid block on it. And the sad part is all the ports that are inside, you got these little ball caps here on both sides. You can't get those out, or if you do, it's kind of a pain in the neck to get them back in, get it sealed and everything. But there's jets and ports behind all that, guys, and it's just kind of almost impossible to get all of it out unless you actually put this through a hot bath. And by the time you do all that stuff, you've got too much time invested in it, and it's actually cheaper just to buy another carburetor. So that's what I kind of had him do. And guys, I got the motor out of that wheel horse, that Toro. There she be. There's the Onan. It is going to go on that Dixon. And I'll probably do that sometime later this week. Maybe this weekend or something. And do a little bit of rewiring so the Onan will work on it, which would be pretty simple. This is kind of a quick little update of what I've all got. I mean, I ain't touched any of these push mowers yet. I need to get those done. Probably do that tomorrow night. But yeah, this, guys, I may just wait till this week until I got a lot of time on it, because starting next week, guys, I'll be on the night shift at work. So my night time will be y'all's daytime, if everybody gets up and works during the day. But yeah, like I said, I'll get the fuel pump for that tomorrow. Get that tire changed on that thing tomorrow. And get this thing rocking and ready, and he can come pick her up and go do some mowing with it. So, but that's just kind of where I'm at on it. So, but I went to the guy that I actually bought this Dixon off of. He's another lawnmower guy here in the next town over. And lo and behold, I was over there getting a seat on it, and sitting down by his house was the identical twin to that Toro, except it didn't say Toro and it just said wheel horse. So I told him about the one I had, guys, and basically what I paid for that, he gave me right back for that, what was left over of that Toro wheel horse. So he was happy. He needed the mower deck off of it for the one he had, and that deal kind of worked out pretty good. So all in all, we basically traded, and I've got the motor off of it to put on here to have a complete running mower. So yeah, it's kind of just where it's at. You know, I know, and some of my videos, guys, I know are pretty jumpy. This little RCA small one right here is just kind of real small and hard for me to hold. Because if I hold it in the wrong spot, I cover the mic. If I hold it in the other spot, I get a finger in the camera, in the lens area. So it's just kind of real hard to handle for me, my big old gaudy hands here, guys. So yeah, have to forgive me on that. But I found out a little bit more on this walk behind trimmer here, guys. The gentleman that owns it bought it new, put gas in it, oil, everything, and went to work with it for the I don't know how many years he's had, but a good 5 years, I'm guessing. Never once changed the air filter, cleaned the air filter, oil spark plug, or even the oil in the damn thing. So it refers to that's why it's got the problems it's got. So I'll mess with that probably tomorrow night, and I'll get some video on it. I'll get some video of me putting the fuel pump on this thing, guys. It's nothing to it. It's all simple, easy. But I've got to drain that tank because I sucked a little bit of the fuel out of it that was in there, and it looked like oil. I mean, it's just almost looked like corn oil. And when you strike a match to it, it'll burn, but it's a real slow, cold burn. It's not a hot flame. So that's not going to do real good to run through that new carburetor in that motor. So I'll get that all changed out, sucked out. I got my nifty handy dandy pump over here, which it's sitting right up around the shelf. You can't see it, but I don't even remember what brand it is, but it's a good one. So, but that, guys, and I've got another white MTD sitting out there that the old man up the road that I do some work for, who's retiring from doing all this, actually gave me for the motor to put onto this. But I got it fired up, guys, and it smokes. It smokes pretty bad. So, and from putting because what was on here was a 14.5 Briggs & Stratton, and the MTD's got a 12.5 Briggs & Stratton. Everything will bolt up and wires connect right up and everything else. But I'm going to stick with going ahead and putting that 12.5 horsepower Onan on this, and know that I'll be good for the long haul because the Onan is a damn good motor. So, but yeah, I'll get a bunch of videos this weekend of me working on this, because like I showed in the other video, I've got a Gotta replace the sprocket here, that's bad. I gotta put this chain back on. I gotta get that chain put back on. I gotta take this piece off, which I gotta get that done pretty soon so I can take it to work and weld it. Yeah. It's either that or I may contact the local Dixon dealer and see how much that actual piece is going to cost me. I might just replace it with a new one, because this one is a little different. So, and I don't want to take this whole setup and make it work into this. I rather just use what's come with the mower and just fix it and get it done right. Because guys, it may have a pretty small deck on it. It's only 33-inch mower deck. But my hopes and plans, guys, with this thing is get it all going, get it running, and my wife to fall in love with it so I can have mine back. I mean, mine's got a big 42 or 46-inch deck on it, and it's the first cone drive system set up. So it's got two little handles that stick out in the front here, which I've seen in my videos. I like it over this one 100%. I mean, I love this handle setup, guys, and if it had a bigger deck, my wife could keep the other one and I'd keep this one. But I don't know, unless I can find another deck to go underneath this, at least a 40, a 42 or 46-inch deck. If I can find one very reasonable, I'd buy one and just upgrade and put a bigger deck on this one and just go to town that way. But these Dixons were selling pretty good around here back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then they dropped off, guys, because, Walker came through, Exmark's out there. I mean, you got Slow, you got Dixie Choppers, you got it all out there. So the Dixon market actually dropped. So the older ones are getting hard to find. I don't know if people are just junking them, which, a lot of the people around here are starting to get into that haul off your scrap metal crap around here for free. I mean, it's a lot of people are, I ain't gonna say stupid to the fact, but ignorant to it, as where they let somebody come over and load up all their scrap for free and they take it and they make a profit off of it, and they just ain't smart about it, because any average guy can load it up in his truck, take it to the scrap yard, and he can make $25, $30, $40 or however big the load is on up. So I don't know, I had one of them guys stop by here the other day, try to give me a flyer and a card, and I turned around and I told him, I haul off on my own scrap and everything else, and he commenced to try to start a conversation, and I told the guy, I said, I didn't even talk to you back when you worked for the local convenience store up here where I stopped at and get my gas at, guys. So, he's just an oddball. He kept trying to tell me, what, do you got any scrap? You got any scrap? And I told him, guy, I haul my own scrap off. I ain't going to give you something that I've accumulated, whether I've bought it or whatever the case may be. I ain't going to give it to you to make $1 off of. When I can load it up, I got a truck, I got a trailer, I've got 2 strong arms, 2 strong legs, and a strong back. So, that's part of the game. And that's what I'm thinking is happening with a lot of this stuff. People are just saying, well, it's broke down. The parts for these cone drives are getting hard to get. They've discontinued a lot of the parts. So people are just saying, yeah, it's just junk, it's not worth trying to fix. And it's just, it just eats me up, guys. I don't know why, but for some reason I just love these Dixons. I love the crap out of them. I mean, I've always owned or used hydrostatic drives, and this one and my other one are the first two I've had that were cone driven, the cone setup. So I actually like them a little bit better than I do the hydrostats, because if somebody dies on you, it's a hell of a lot easier to push. So that's one of the main keys in it. And and if you're going along and all of a sudden one side stops, you get out, you check, you may have sheared a pin in the drive gear, you may have thrown a chain off. But how easy is that to fix compared to a hydrostat motor assembly or drive box busting on you? It's a lot cheaper to buy a $20 chain or $50 chain versus a $500 hydrostat drive system. So I don't know, maybe I'm just rambling in the wrong box, but that's how I feel. That's my view on it. And you know, I honestly myself can't see spending, you know, 25, 3,000, 3,500 bucks to buy a hydrostat Dixon or John Deere or whatever it may be, when I can pick this one up for 40 bucks, which actually, oh, I ain't gonna say 40 bucks, I got paid $40 for the other one that he bought. So basically traded for this thing, and in the whole amount of the trade, I got to keep the motor off the other one that I traded with. So in essence, I got the whole freaking thing, just got to put it together and fix a couple things, and I've got a mower. So it's a 0-turn radius, it's old, it looks like something the Smurfs would ride, but you know what? I ain't going there. That can go in the wrong direction. I'm just going to leave that alone. But, I mean, you see my point in this, guys. I mean, that one was basically a freebie kind of thing. Or, I ain't going to say it cost me $100. That's what the other mower cost me. It was a $100 bill. I bought that wheel horse for $100. Sight unseen, went and picked it up. The guy commenced to tell us all these problems while I was on the way to go get it. And I'm thinking, oh, I just screwed up. And when I looked and got it to start, and then I noticed it was an Onan motor, that's when I started giggling like a little schoolgirl, because it just, around here, guys, in the Texas Panhandle, you can't touch an Onan motor used that does not smoke for any less than 600 bucks. So I got a heck of a deal on that one. And I kind of felt bad, and I told the guy I feel bad after I found out it was Onan. He said, I don't feel bad. He said, I'm the one that feels bad for taking you for $100 because the mower ain't worth 50. So, but you know, it's neither here nor there. So, but yeah, tomorrow I'll be getting more mowers in. That one should be get fixed and done. He should come pick it up and it'll be gone. And then had a gentleman stop by. He's supposed to bring out a ZTR Cub Cadet for me to work on. So he said it just won't start, it won't run, which could be anything from carburetor issues to, you know, valves in it, push rods, so you name it, it could be anything. So, but I'll do some video on that one. And then I'll get a lot of video of me doing this Dixon, getting it going and everything. Because my other one out there, guys, the cones are wore down on it. When I bought this system here, which is a little bit different than the one it had, but not by very much. I took the cones out of this one and put into the other Dixon. And they were a little bit wore down, so it's kind of making some pretty garagey noises and stuff, but it still moves. It'll still, every once in a while you do it just right, it'll still pop a wheelie on you. So, which my kids absolutely love to get on there. Because I can put it out here in my side of my yard over here, guys, and let my kids just play on it a little bit. And they've actually learned how to pull back on the sticks and yammer forward and pop a wheelie, and they just get a kick out of it. So I'm gonna have to prevent that on this one. But anyway, I've got the point I was getting to. I'm kind of got off track there. This one here has actually got a good set of cones. They're a little wore, not very much on there. There's not much of a lip. If I get the camera to where you can see, there's really not much of a lip here. So those cones are good. The other cones on there are wore down to here, and there's a heck of a tower sticking on it, so they're wore down. These ain't. But the ones that came out of the other Dixon, I've got the other one over here in the drawer. I got one up here on the top. And guys, they look almost brand spanking new here. So I'm going to bring my other Dixon in here and get these put back on it. Because these things here are just, I mean, they're nowhere. They're great. So then you go back on my other Dixon, which I still got the center shaft and everything for it. I mean, I even got these guys. These are spindle hubs for a mower deck for a Murray, the old early 90s, kind of late 80s style. I've got 2 of them, and I'll never use them. Don't know why I got them, or I kept them, but I still got them. But yeah, it's just stuff I accumulated that is new, and why throw it away? You know, I'm not a pack rat. I'm not a hoarder. I don't see a sense of throwing new good stuff away when somebody out there is looking for that. Somebody out there is needing one of those. And if any of y'all guys need that, those spindles or whatever, the actual shafts, let me know. When we can get together, get your address, find out, and I'll mail them things to you guys. I have no use for them. I am not a Murray fan. I've owned a couple of them. I'm just not a big fan of the Murray setup. You know, the other thing I'm looking at doing on this thing here, guys, is this has actually got the blade drive handle that goes in here, which that's what that is. I thought it was part of the actual bagging system, but it's not. But when I took that on-end off, I've got another electric clutch. I'm debating on whether to upgrade this to an electric clutch system instead of the dang doohickey doomus reach over and let the grass go down your back handle over there. So it'd just be a lot easier to put a switch in right over here and flip that switch and kick the blades on versus mess with the dang handle. I mean, that's what I hate about most of the Murrays. Most of the Murrays had that big gaudy handle up here by the steering wheel. You had to pull down or crank up. You know, Craftsman had that for a while. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there like that. It seems like every time I turn them on, I smack my knuckles on the steering wheel or something, and it just pissed me off. So, but that's just some of the cantankerous things that go on with this crap. Guys, I mean, I love doing this stuff. I love messing with this stuff. I really do. I'd rather do this than work on cars, you know. And I've had cars in here. Y'all seen my videos and stuff like that. And I'd rather work on this stuff. I mean, it's a little simpler, a little easier, true, for the most part. But when you're messing, I mean, basically these things are just a downscaled size of a car or a truck or whatever, you know, however perspective you want to put it into. But they're just, I don't know, it's strange. I can take and spend 10 minutes on something and get it running, where you can take a damn vehicle and you can spend 2 months changing everything, change the motor, change everything out, and it can be one little tiny wire somewhere off underneath the damn dash or under the car or wherever that's broke, and you're going to sit there and fucking dick with that son of a bitch for 2 months before you finally figure it out. But you can do the same thing with one of these damn things. But it's simple. On most of these mowers, you got a hot, you got a ground, you got a couple connections, and you got an ignition switch. You got a few wires there. It's simple to trace. I mean, these mowers are, I mean, all you really need on these mowers is a hot wire going up from the battery or off your starter, wherever on some, the wire goes from the battery to the starter, some goes to the solenoid or whatever. Run you a hot from there up to a little push button, back to your starter actuator solenoid. You got push button start. You hit that thing, throttle it up, fucker fire up. And then you got another wire, say you got one just going from the kill wire on your motor to the switch for on and off. Turn it off, it kills it. That's all you need. But, you know, I don't know, I'm just rambling on here, guys. So, but yeah, if anybody needs those shafts up there, let me know and we can figure something out and get them to you. I ain't gonna charge anybody. I mean, unless it costs to ship them or something like that, then we can discuss that. But other than that, I mean, I don't need them. I don't want them. I ain't gonna throw them away though. So I know there's a lot of people out there who may have an old Murray needing that stuff. If you do, let me know. We'll figure something out. We'll get it to you or something. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to close this video out. It's already 11:30 at night, and I'm getting in the mood for a damn ice cream, and I'm getting kind of tired, so I don't know which way I'm going to go yet. But, anyways, guys, we're going to close it out. Y'all have yourselves a good evening. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Rate my videos if you like. Comment. If you're interested in shafts or know somebody who needs them or something like that, just send me a message, a comment, or whatever you want to do it, and we'll get together on it and see about getting those things kicked out of here. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night, and we'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.